Good morning, family. It's raining here. I know that the ground and our plants and our crops and the animals and the wildlife, and we all need water. We all need the rain to supply the earth with everything it needs. Uh, I gotta have the sun. I got to have the sun. I mean, it's hard enough for me to get up in the mornings as it is. Stiff, pain in my legs, and on top of the pain in my legs, knowing that I need to exercise my legs more than just walking, it's very difficult, very difficult. I am so tired. And I know I come on here and I talk to y'all and say, we can do this, we can do this. Yes, we can do this. But that's not to say it isn't hard. Sometimes it's so hard for me. Now, when in my younger days, naturally, it was hard because of the different situations that I allowed myself to get into throughout life. The wrong men to marry, because I was so naive and didn't know what I was doing and didn't have no concept. Didn't have a father to teach me what it was all about. My mom certainly didn't know. I mean, she did the best she could. So I had to learn trial and error. Now, I did learn the things from my mom as far as uh, keeping a house, no matter what it was, whether it was just cardboard boxes for end tables or whatever. If you wanted to make it look better, you worked hard to make it look better, somehow, some way. And that was all fine and good, but we weren't taught how to take care of our bodies, that we needed to take care of our body. Oh, I wasn't. One, you got to take care of your body. Now, I've been very fortunate. I mean, I did do some stupid stuff and broke and crushed a disc in my back many years ago, and it finally showed up one day, and I had to have major surgery. Had to learn how to walk all over again, that kind of deal. And I still have some residue from that, and not being able to lift up my left leg like I should. And then of course, and I have somewhat of other mental blocks as far as my uh, moving. I can move better without my shoes on. Now, I know that sounds odd, but for whatever reason, shoes are too heavy for the feeling. The feeling is not light enough. And if I'm in my bare feet, especially in the grass, I can move a lot better. Even though my knee area and some of my muscles are having pain. But the way today's society is, that you have to have life a certain way. And it's not that I care about being accepted or nothing like that. No, I was never accepted, so I'm used to not being accepted. It's like, okay, I live in this camper, and I'm weary. Man, I'm really weary of living in the camper. I mean, I can force myself to carry on, and I certainly really, I don't want to let my home go. And even if I did find a another place to move to, I'd have to give up my camper. And this is what I've called home now for the last 4 years. And I don't want to let it go. I've worked hard. I've worked diligently to get it set up the way it is right now, especially my studio here. And I don't want to give it up, but it needs repairs. I can't continue to live peaceably in this camper with all the repairs it needs. With the things underneath, the tanks that the sewage goes into and the gray water goes into, it freezes during the wintertime. And it's getting to the point now where it's getting too difficult for my son-in-law to do the help that I need. Because he's at the age now where he's worked hard all his life, following society's rules of keeping your family taken care of and those kind of things, and now his body's feeling it. And to put him in a position, because he's the only one I got right now. But I've really been thinking very serious about several things right now. And whether or not I can do it or not, I do not know. I got up yesterday morning, well, the night before. It's been raining. And I have several leaks in my ceiling and in my roof. And it's coming in where things go out and up in to outside, where there's things that my roof needs coated. And he can't do it. So I would have to hire out somebody. And it's not that I could scrape up the money to pay somebody, but I don't know anybody. I had a friend that kept telling me, well, I know you know all kinds of guys. Well, I know of guys, but I don't personally know anybody that I could call up and say, hey, what would you charge me to fix this if you would do it at all? So now in my younger years, I would have attempted to do it myself. Or I would have been able to get somebody to come and help me for free, actually. But I don't want to go in that direction anymore. I mean, I've grown up. I think more of myself than to put myself in that kind of position. So I could scrape up enough money to pay somebody to come up and coat my roof. Could I scrape up enough money to have somebody come and crawl underneath here to not only level it up, get the stuff that it takes to level it, and also to insulate the waste tanks? So I'm damned if I do and I'm damned if I don't. I mean, it's that kind of scenario. Can I or can I? I still, even though I say, if you believe you can, you can. If you believe you can't, you can't. But you still got to look towards other people to help you with that. And to find the other people that you need to invite into your reality, into your bubble, to do what you need done in your life. then it gets a little bit more complicated. And I've got to decide what direction I want to go in. Do I want to do that? Can I do that uh, in my thought process, in my want to process? Can I have enough strength and belief and faith that I can get that done? Well, when you're in a lot of pain and when you're seeing life as much as I've seen it, and you know what people are like, I could hire somebody that I didn't know, and they may do a good job and may not do a good job. They may show up and say 2 hours later, well, I've got it done. And it ain't done at all. So there's all that aspect. You got to know the people well enough to know that you can trust them to do it. And I don't know anybody. So I've got to take that all into consideration before I put myself out there to make it happen, to believe that it can happen. And I'm a human being, just like you all are a human being. You have that little, still, small voice that says, well, maybe you can and maybe you can't. You're depending on other people. I've got to have enough faith that once I decide I'm going to do something a certain way, that the Creator in me is going to help me make it happen. But like I said, when you're not feeling good and you're in pain and you're dealing with rain leaking from your ceiling and you're dealing with the smell from the camper set up for sewage, you're dealing with changing your diet, you're dealing with not being able to go in and take a shower like you want to. You're dealing with trying to make sure that, because you know wintertime's coming, it gets damn hard. It gets discouraging. And most definitely it works out a much better if you have a partner that will help get all that stuff done, because they're doing it for themselves too. But I don't have that. And when I did have that, you see what I chose. I chose alcoholics and drug addicts. People that didn't want to do any work. Now, my last husband, he was an alcoholic, but he would do anything for me I asked him to, until the end there when he started getting dementia. So it's basically just me and the Creator within, and trying to push myself past all the things that I see that are causing me pain, causing me turmoil, trying to get past that and push past that and be like water and decide this is what I'm going to do, because that's the name of the game, really. You got to make a final decision. And this is how it's going to be, and I'm going to stick with it until I get it done. I'm so tired, guys. I'm tired. I'm tired of dealing with society. I'm tired of dealing with what we're expected to do as a human race. We got to pay for our water. We got to pay for everything. We got to pay for food when it used to be free. And then you've got people, and then I do it too. I didn't ask to be put here. I was in an accident for one thing. My mama out having sex with some dude that she met in Florida. A married one at that. I did not ask to be put here as far as I know. Now, you've got some people saying, yeah, way back when in our spiritual world, we asked to come here. Well, so far that hasn't been proven to me. And, it's like, show me. Show me that that's the truth. So I don't know. All I know is that I'm fighting for my life here, folks. Because I don't want to bring any more pain into my life. I want to live a comfortable life no matter where it's at. And I want to be able to go to bed at night and sleep and have a good night's sleep. Get up in the mornings and drink my tea or my coffee or whatever and be busy about my life, doing and being productive in this world. Enjoying life, laughing and playing and having fun also. It is what it is right now, and I've got to make some major decisions here. I did find myself yesterday. I went and looked at some apartments, and the expense without getting any assistance is outrageous. I could do it as far as money goes, but it's the setup that you have to go through. You have to provide this, you have to provide that. And it took me 2 hours online to fill out the application to get an apartment. Now, I did it, folks. I did it. No, I still don't have to take it but I'm on a waiting list. And if something else comes up, or if somebody, like I said, I don't want to give up my camper. I like it. I like this room right here. I don't particularly care about that section out there, and my bedroom I'm not too happy with. But this one I'm pretty well satisfied with. There's a few things that I would like to change about it. I would like to have curtains all the way down there or some kind of bed, but then that's my way out if I need to get out. So there's just so many things to think about and to adjust, and when you ain't got nobody else to help you, it just seems like it's too much. So when I tell y'all to just do it and get it done and you can do it, I sincerely mean that. I really do. And I know that most of the world don't try hard enough. And what I'm saying is you got to try harder because you still got to live. And I'm sure many, you don't want to be in pain any more than I'm in pain, that I want to be in pain. You want a nice home to live in, just like I want a nice home to live in. And what your nice home is different than what my nice home would be. And my nice home would be different than what, being abundant would be different for you than for me. But whatever the case may be, we still have to be alive, and we still have to find ways to keep ourselves moderately comfortable and happy with a little bit of food and a warm place to live, or if you need your air conditioning, whatever that is. We still have to find a way. And we have to use our brains to make a way where there seems to be no way. We can't just give up. We make things worse for ourselves if we give up. If you decide to go to bed and lay in bed all day, you're just making things worse for yourself. Well, yeah, if you need to take a nap once in a while, yeah. But don't stay in bed. Don't do it an everyday thing. Get your brain to thinking. What can I do to solve my issues? What am I willing to let go of and so I can have this? That's all I've been saying to everybody, and I say that to myself every day. I sit for hours when ain't got anything really to do and sit and think about how can I make my life more simpler and still be happy with it all. So I'm tired. I'm wore out. And I have days where I say, I don't want to do life anymore. But I do want to do life because I've got a mission. I've designed a mission for myself, and that's to make myself healthier. That's to make my life more comfortable. And that's to be an inspirational speaker to help others out there somehow, some way. And I started another channel so that I could be more outgoing as far as getting people interested in listening to what I've got to say. And it's going to be controversial, bottom line. So I can make money, folks, so I can make money. So do me a favor. Watch this video all the way through. And do a like and share. If you can, hype it. And comment something, anything. Just to let me know that you're there and you're listening. So remember, if you believe you can, if you believe you can't, you're right. And right now, I'm working on that for myself. So you have a great day.